can remember 10 years ago today, well, this week anyway, 10 years ago this week, we were inside the shop over at Weldco Beals. It was early in the morning. It was about, I don't remember the exact time, 8 o'clock our time, somewhere around there. And I was working at the burning table. My job was to grind parts when they came off the burning table. I was busting my ass all day. It was a pretty hectic morning. Somebody came running out of the break room and told us guys out in the shop that some idiot had just flown a plane into a building in New York. Of course, nobody had any idea what the hell was going on at that point in time. We were kind of, well, we just thought the guy was an idiot. I can remember Richie saying, "Who the hell flies a plane into a building?" I mean, it's not like you can't see the goddamn thing, you know? So we just kind of hemmed and hawed about it for a little while. We went in the break room because they had the news on in there. So we went in the break room, and I remember it was a little bitty television. It was only about so big, and it was really piss poor reception. And we were watching the news in there, and we were all sitting there when that second plane hit. And there was probably 25 guys in that break room. And that room went instantly silent. Everybody just shut up. And we looked at it, and I can remember that the old German foreman, Mike Greisel, I can remember him saying, "Holy shit." I remember that very, very vividly. And we watched that second plane hit, and we all just kind of looked at each other, and we knew immediately what was going on. At that point, we understood that, it was an attack, and we had no idea what the hell to do. We went back out into the shop, and we were standing out in the shop in little groups talking about what we had just seen. Some people were still in the break room watching the news. And I remember over the intercom, the little receptionist, I don't remember, Michelle, the little receptionist Michelle, comes over the intercom and says, "They just hit the Pentagon. Everybody punch out, go home, and be with your family." And we shut the shop down. It's one of those very few occasions when we actually closed the shop down for something that was going on beyond our control. The only other time that we ever shut the shop down was during the earthquake, the Nisqually quake, and we lost power one time. We had to shut the shop down for that. But we shut the shop down and we all went home. And I went home, told my mom to turn on the television, went over to her house, and I told her to turn on the TV, and she did. And we sat there. She ended up going to bed at about 10 o'clock that night. I was watching television, watching the news for probably 36 hours straight. What I was doing. I'm making this video because I want people to share their remembrances. I want people to share their experiences in the comments. Go down and make a comment and tell me what you were doing 10 years ago, how it affected your life. My life has changed extremely since then. The shop, of course, after that attack, the economy just fell apart. And we all ended up getting laid off from that shop. That was the first big layoff we had. And eventually we all came back to work 2 or 3 years later. And worked there for, up until the end of last year when they finally did close that shop, and now I'm working somewhere else. Everything changes. Nothing is permanent. That's something people got to remember. And don't forget things. You can't forget things like this, So post in the comment section below about where you were, what you remember that day, and how much it has changed and affected your life. Thank you.